Okay, good day, guys. Welcome once again to Philosophy Online Lecture. Today, we want to look at the concept of metaphysics and the branches of metaphysics and some philosophers who are in these who hold various thoughts on the concept of reality and existence. Okay, so saying that we easily understand that metaphysics has to do with what constitutes reality, what is the basic form of existence, right? So that is what metaphysics is all really about. It has questions on the fundamental structure of reality. So that being said, we in metaphysics we can see questions like what type of being exists, what way do they exist, and so on. And metaphysics as one of the major branch of philosophy has been for so long, and dating back to the ancient Greek philosophers, where thales were asking questions. They were curious about what constitutes reality, right? That is a form of metaphysics, right? And thales was saying water and so on. Plato and Aristotle too, they hold a different view on what constitutes what is the basic form of reality, right? Okay, so I think with this, you should be able to write on metaphysics as a, 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 a topic that is concerned about uh, existence, reality, and so on, right? So if you look at Immanuel Kant, so Immanuel Kant referred to as metaphysics as the queen of all science, right? So this shows that metaphysics is very important if we are to understand philosophy, and philosophy is also very important if we are to understand metaphysics, right? So metaphysics provide us with a map of everything that exists, right? Okay, so moving forward, how did we come about the meaning of metaphysics, right? We have three school of meaning for this. The first one is the bibliographical, right? Because so many people assert that the term metaphysics must have come from one of Aristotle's work, right? Aristotle actually wrote two books, right? The first book, a called is physics, right? Now the second book, it was unknown because the name of the book, because he didn't give it the name before he died. So the person who published that book now uh, sought for a name to give that book. So that was how he gave the book Metaphysics. But we do not know if that is actually how we got the meaning of metaphysics. So let's take a look at these three school of meaning, the bibliographical school of meaning, right? So in this school of thought, they believe that it is because Rhodes was the one who published the book, who edited the second book and the first book. They said it is because he couldn't find a title to the first book. That is why he gave the other book Metaphysics, that is beyond physics, right? That is after physics, right? Now, the other school is the transcendental school of meaning. Okay, so these people said that the other book was giving metaphysics because the teachings in the book were something that is beyond the human senses. So that is why they gave it metaphysics, because those things, the content of the book, are beyond physical, right? Now we have the third school of thought, which is the fundamental school of meaning. Okay, so this school holds that to study the second book, that is metaphysics, you must have studied Aristotle physics. So, I said two books earlier. So they are saying that for students who are studying this book, they must have studied Aristotle's physics first before they now study that other book. So that is why they called it metaphysics, that is beyond after physics, right? Okay, so we should note that it is not Aristotle that gave the term metaphysics, but Andronicus of Rhodes. Okay, so the Greek word metaphysics came from Greek word meta, which is after, and physica, which is physics. So we can say it is beyond physics, right? In Greek language, it is termed or referred to as ta, metata, physica, right? Now, it is literally translated as metaphysics in English, anything beyond the physical. Now, we shouldn't hold this and as a misconception of metaphysics, because there are so many misconceptions of metaphysics that uh, metaphysics is anything that is beyond the physical sense. No, it is comprising of both the physical and the non-physical, right? Asking questions on what really exists, what is the basic form of reality, right? In both the physical and the non-physical, right? Because there are so many wrong views, like Friedrich Nietzsche referred to metaphysics as, and the philosophers of metaphysics as those of the other world. No, 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 no. It does metaphysics is also not magic. It is not mind reading. No, those are some misconceptions about metaphysics. So with this, I'm sure you'll be able to write more on metaphysics, right? Okay, so now we have two major school of thought in metaphysics. We said metaphysics seek to answer questions on the basic form of reality. Now there are these two school of thought, major school of thought, who have come to hold different position on the basic form of reality, right? The first school is the idealism school of thought. Now the second is the materialism school of thought. Now the idealism school of thought holds that being or anything physical can only be explained from the unseen. That is, to them, it is the ideal and spiritual realm that is the basic form of reality. That is, it is the incorporeal things that we cannot literally just see with our eyes, that are actually in existence. And everything that we are seeing that is in existence now is just a transcendental part of those things that we cannot see. Okay, so we know that one of the major philosophers of this view was Plato, right? If you look at a picture, an artwork of Plato and Aristotle, where Plato was pointing up and Aristotle was pointing down. So Aristotle was actually a materialist, and Plato was an idealist who holds that those things that are actually uh, reality, existence, are those things that we cannot see. The world of ideal world, right, is the real world, right? Now this one that we are seeing is just a reflection of that ideal world, right? Okay, so that is on what idealism holds on. So major philosopher there is Anaxagoras. Anaxagoras was Anaxagoras, yes. He was one of the ancient Greek philosopher. When they were asking question of what constitutes reality, he said that all things were created by the nous, right? Nous, which is the mind, and to him it is this mind that holds the cosmos together, right? Now he came before Plato. That's why I mentioned him. Now Plato own was more explicit that it is the ideal world that is the real world, and that our soul is a rational entity, and it is what give meaning to manner, right? And in his various should I call it paradox of, like he mentioned, in geometry we always think of a perfect cycle, but if we look at every cycle here, if we look at it very well, we see that it is not like perfect as we used to imagine it to be. So everything that's a perfect cycle that actually exists in the ideal world, that is on our mind, not in reality. So that is one point that you hold, and another point is the goodness. On the point of goodness, that we do imagine a very that there's a perfect being, but there is actually no perfect being. It is only on our mind. I think is it Immanuel Kant that shares this same view, right? Okay, okay. So that is Plato view on idealism, right? He was an idealistic philosopher, right? Okay, so another one person is Plotinus. You know, Plotinus mentioned the one, the intellect, the soul, and the matter, right? Now, it is from Plotinus that we see a picture of the soul being the linkage between the the one that is that we cannot see, and the matter and body, right? It is from there that we got to know that the ideal word is actually what transcend into matter. But you know, Plotinus debunked matter as not being part of the major uh, ones that he mentioned, but just an extension, yes, of that one, right? Okay, so we from this explanation, you should know that these people hold the unseen, right, the mind, and so on, as the basic form of reality, and everything that we are seeing are just a reflection of those ones. Okay, so Rene Descartes too, where he said he thinks therefore is exists because he has a mind that thinks, right? Okay, so that is how he came to conclude that he exists. He booked sense perception and so on. She gets now that is a clear picture of what these people are trying to put us. Now we move into the next school of thought, materialism. And materialism are saying that they don't want to know if there are things that are unseen, oh, but everything is made up of matter. Even if those things are unseen, they are still material. If we want to say that there are things that are unseen, those things are still material entities. They are made up of matter, right? So that is the school of materialism, right? Okay, so uh, everything is more closely linked to physicalism, right? That everything is physical, what we can see, right? So this is what they hold as the basic form of reality, and every other thing, no. Okay, so philosophers in this school of thought also include early philosophers like Thales. You know, when Thales was asking questions of what constitutes reality and so on, he did not choose something that we cannot see. He said it is water, right? So that is actually a materialistic philosopher. Democritus also, who proposed atoms and so on. You could see that they were proposing things that we can only see, right? Although atoms are small, and but they are still matter, right? Okay, so those are, and there are various early philosophers who hold this view of materialism. It includes Epicurus too, right? So now Aristotle was one of the major order of this school of thought of materialism. In his theory of hellamorphism, he said that material is the foundation of form. That is, every form, the foundation, it is material, and matter is the foundation of all other extensions that we have. Okay, so that is Aristotle on materialism. Another major scholar is Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes in his own view, he said human being, including the mind itself, gone is material, and he made one major point, say that everything that we claim that are unseen, when we want to describe them, we give them picture of things that are material. Now, you just imagine a picture of a ghost. You will imagine a picture of one who is unclothed, who maybe white clothes and so on. You give them picture of material things. So that is one major point of Thomas Hobbes, that everything that are unseen actually we give them material things to look like. Okay, so that is that on materialism. Now there's this third school of thought called vitalism.
is not that popular, but it seeks to find a balanced ground between materialism and idealism. So vitalism holds that the nature of life result from a vital force peculiar to living organism alone and different from all other forces found outside living organism. So this school of thought, living organism is different from non-living organism because they contain non-physical elements like we can say it is the mind or consciousness, and it is these non-physical elements govern that are called the vital force that govern the living things. Okay, so that is that on the branches of metaphysics. Thank you for watching through, and stay tuned as the next lecture will be giving you the mind body problem by Rene Descartes. Please turn on post notification and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.